We have about 1 day left of Season 9, and the massive point gap between rank 1 and the other top few ranks has been closing like crazy. I remember at one point in the middle of the season, it was like 1,500 or 2,000, but it was like some crazy amount of points. Like, well, we know who number 1 is going to be, but now, first off, we don't know who's even going to finish rank 1 at this point, because there's still time left. And it's so close at this. I mean, I would not have thought it was going to be this close compared to how it was over the past like few weeks. It's been closing the gap, closing the gap, and also the top 4. Think about it this way as well: the top 4 battle it out anyway, so it doesn't even really matter to me. It's like the bragging rights for who is number 1 in points, but even without that, you have to still do the little tournament for the top 4. So today we're going to take a look at some of How to Play's. How to Play has been like, oh, I gotta make these points up. I gotta not let this gap keep closing. So How to Play has been queuing back up and trying to go get those extra points. So today we're gonna take a look at some of the matches from the number 1 ranked player, like a day before RTA season ends. Here we go. First match, Gianna first pick. Gianna first pick. Okay, so I think they were before. Weren't they like in the middle of season picking Pater Ragdoll first? Don't they have a Pater Ragdoll, right? Well, they have Pater. So bans the Viva Shell. I want to ban the Viva Shell too. Bans the Viva Shell and goes for. Got everything. Not the Hathor though. Need to get that sleep on Nephthys, otherwise that skill 2 is so brutal. Skill 2 so brutal. Got the immunity. The immunity is the best counter to Nephthys. But it's a fairly, like, this Stan's team is not light dark heavy. Not light dark nat 5 heavy. So misses the bomb. Misses the, well, Stan team has no light darks. But maybe Stan has a Gianna, that's why they picked Gianna. So cycling a little bit out of immunity, which helps him get that the defense break on. So he needs to get that bomb. Oof. Well, he needs to, first off, he needs to proc. He needs the proc to get the bomb. Does he get the bomb? He doesn't get the proc. Okay. God, that's so brutal. Oh my god. So brutal. Finally gets the Hathor off. Hathor off, but has to reduce the reduce the attack age on the Pater. And well, he has nothing to reduce the cooldown, so he just has to keep reducing the attack age with possibly Fran. On that. Silences the CR, but she can proc. She can proc a additional turn. So Pater's very dangerous here because Pater can just take all that sleep off. And doesn't even go for the detonate. Well, it doesn't go for the detonate because it was going to detonate soon eventually. Oh my goodness. That Hathor coming in very clutch. The Hathor with all that turn denial is the only thing that, I mean, that's the best combat against a lot of these light dark nat 5s is just massive amounts of turn denial. And keeping that Nephthys slept as much as possible. So we have, hold on, does the Fran have, Fran has the, well, she has some kind of heal. She didn't have skill 3, but she had the, and that is a tanky enough, that's a tanky enough CR to not kill that, not kill the Nephthys. I mean, it's tanky Nephthys, but tanky, non-pure attack power Ciara. Oh my god. This is crazy. You don't usually see crazy, especially How to Play. But Stan's also really solid player. Stan's like always G3 anyway. He's one of the best players there is. But I would just I don't know, man. Props to that, beating some of the best units in the game. I gotta give a shout out to that. Now I don't want to play favorites, but I mean I kind of want to play favorite. That comp that Making a Butt is using is so gross though. So gross. Okay, so double immunity on the How to Play side. Bans Tetra. And we get to see a second Awakened Water Fairy too. I hope she does some craziness. So didn't get, I mean, there were really not a lot of stuff to strip stun. So he got the reset on the Nephthys, but he didn't get the attack gauge on the Nephthys, which was kind of big. So now he's got the silence the water fairy, and he's got constant immunity. So he's just gonna keep how to play is just gonna keep that pony in human form for basically the entire match at this point, and gonna keep trying to sleep. As soon as this Gianna starts getting turns, though, it's gonna be crazy. He's got the silence, but I mean, he's got the. Is this from this season or is it not from this season? This Nephthys, because she seems to be resisting a whole lot. She resisted that sleep. It's a last season Nephthys. But it's also in this season Nephthys because she can't be resisted. Okay, and has the immunity now. Immunity shuts it down hard. I'm surprised actually that that Bud didn't pick the Ajir. I know he likes to pick Ajir a lot. So I'm surprised. And he also has a really crazy water monkey. I mean, he knows what's a better units to pick than I do. But I felt like I would have expected maybe the Ajir pick from him. So I guess that's my thing. Resisted on the water fairy. 2-turn sleep. Extra sleeps. Oh my god. How does he combat the massive amount of immunity though? And Pater just remember Pater's passive, he just keeps cleansing himself regardless. So you kind of have to stop him from getting turns. So it's just so much immunity. How to Play just has every unit. They have like almost every unit in the entire game. So they have an option for every situation. Whereas most other players like almost everyone else is like, yeah, well, I would have loved this Nat 5, but I don't have that one right now, so I gotta make do with what I got. But yeah, the double immunity, especially these two double immunity choices, are the best double immunity against the Gani Hathor. So it's just, I mean, this is game already. This is already game. Oof. And Make a Bud is so good too. It's crazy, but like, what do you do against these crazy light darks? And the double immunity was, I mean, in this situation, this is one of the situations where like, is another light dark Nat 5 the best choice for this? No, it's like the double immunity is the best choice to shut down the Gani Hathor. But that's crazy. They queued up again after this. Okay, let's see what changes. Let's see if he changes his picks. He still goes for the first few picks. He does use Ajir here. He bans out. Okay, so the Tetra's banned. Remember, Tetra also strips on. But there's no cleanse though. There's no cleanse. Nothing to cleanse anything. Okay, because he banned he picked the Ajir, not the Water Girl. So he didn't get the attack age reduction, though. There's a lot of turn cycling on Make It a Bud side. There's not quite as much turn cycling on the How to Play side. There's only really the turn cycling from, like, the Gianna basically turn cycles herself. But it's crazy to see. Hold on, can we see any procs from Ajir? No. No Ajir procs! How does that even happen? So, he needs to go for the strip into... Well, he's got 2 strips, though. Ajir can heal himself, though. The Vampire and Ajir still have... So there's still some kind of sustain on that side. He needs this strip now. He did not get the strip. Okay. He got the strip there, though. He got the strip. And he got the reset. As soon as this Nephthys... I was going to say, as soon as the Nephthys gets the turn with skill 2, that's kind of game right there. So, still trying to go for the Ajir. The Ajir's basically the biggest threat. Oh my god. But his Ajir is so well ruined. His everything is so well ruined. So, turn cycle. And this is kind of one of those things like Ajir is kind of a little bit on the OP side, especially for a Nat 4. But it's one of the best ways to counter some of these crazy OP Light Dark Nat 5s. So, he takes out the Gianna, which is a big source of damage from How to Play side. There is still the defense break from Nephthys, and there is still the Pater damage. So Pater can still do some pretty decent damage, but not there. Well, there's no defense break or anything. As soon as anything has a defense break, Pater can nuke it down. And there's no defense breaks on Bud's side, but there's just so much rune quality that almost doesn't matter. So still trying to go for that extra DPS, because that's really the threat right now. And he just and How to Play just conceded. How to Play just conceded because they knew that Pater was going down next, and then it was almost gonna be. It was almost gonna be game, or is that just? Is there more that we didn't see? I felt like they. I don't know. I'm just surprised they conceded that fast, but I guess there's. Yeah, they did lose. They would have lost their DPS and sustain. It was just a downhill battle from there. But GG. But he did pick the Ajir, and he did better with the Ajir, even without the cleanse. Let's see someone that isn't making a butt now. Okay, making a butt. Bingo. So I wonder if How to Play. I mean, How to Play has got to have remembered after doing all these battles. They've got to know what each opponent has. Like a lot of times in G3, like in anywhere in C3, C2, G1, all those different ranks, like you fight so many different opponents, you don't even know what everyone has. But in G3, you fight a lot of different G3 players. You're like, okay, I know what this person has. So takes down the Perna the first time. Almost took down that Gianna. He still has a revive though. I love that they're picking the. I keep saying he, but I think How to Play might be female. From what word on the street. Word on the street. Ooh, bye bye Gianna. But the Druid, Wind Druid is such a great pick, such a great unit that even being didn't get the provoke though. Didn't get the provoke. But Wind Druid's such a great pick that he's like sometimes is like a better option than some of the Light Dark Nat 5s. So got the strip though. Gianna's gonna go down again. Actually, what skills does Gianna have right now? Never mind. She's got the be dead skill. Okay. Is that a despair Tian Lang? Hold on. Is that a despair? Because he's stunning with he's stunned with the skill 1, didn't he? Didn't he? Perna's not back to a second life, right? No, Perna's not back to a second life. Oh my god. Tempting Dream. Yeah, that Perna's. Yeah, he's stunned with skill 1! He doesn't still stun. He doesn't stun with skill 1. Because, okay, Tian Lang got changed. He doesn't stun with. That's despair. That's despair Tian Lang, right? That's despair Tian Lang. Right? Right, kids? Right? Okay. We don't need to see that. Why do we need to see that? GG. Sorry, guys. This is not matchmaking, yes. Matchmaking. This G1 is like, oh god. Oh god, I didn't want to lose any points. But GG. So bans the Daphnis. Daphnis of all things. Daphnis of all things. Daphnis is the ban. Because Daphnis can just one-shot things. Daphnis is I hate to say that Daphnis is so OP, but Daphnis. And they have the shield. Okay. Dragon's Dance as soon as... Well, clearly not a Despair Mo Long. I mean, Despair T Online, right? But the Diana... See, the interesting thing about, like, using Viva Chell against things that have some kind of heal is then they get a turn next and they can just heal themselves up. Or some kind of sustain in any way. Where the Diana just has the sustain of the shield, which is just keeping her alive regardless. Hold on, is Tian... We're gonna need to take a look at Tian Lang after this to see. Tian Lang is just despairs. He's just stunning natively. For whatever reason, I thought that Tian Lang was. Well, I mean, we saw that one coming. Okay, brief intermission. Let's take a look at Tian Lang again. First skill, we know what sequential attack does. Second skill, Dragon's Dance. This was recently changed. It is not the same Dragon's Dance as Mo Long. Trust me, I know. Terrible. Tian Lang, god tier. Attack all enemies 3 times. Inflict damage increases according to your max HP. First attack removes 2 beneficial effects. Second attack, decrease attack age. Third attack, stuns. They were using despair. They're using despair Tian Langs. And then this one, we know what Tian Lang's strong energy passive is. But anyway, yeah, that was despair. Those are despair Tian Langs that we're seeing, right? It was not my imagination. I think those are despair Tian Langs. I'm going crazy, guys. I'm really going crazy. Okay, what do we have here? We have lots of speed leads, and we have some cleanse. I would not have thought that, those would be the picks on that side. I mean, I get the Garo pick, I guess, against something like Vivachel, but against Gianna, I mean, although you know what, the Garo could probably snipe down Gianna decently fast. Let's see if Garo, let's see how good Garo does against sniping down the. That's a dead Vanessa. That's a dead Vanessa. And that's, kids, that's why I ban Vivachels every single damn time. Unless they Vivachel Ragdoll, in which case I just concede. Why would I want to play that match? I'm so good at RTA, aren't I? Okay, so they resisted the bomb. That's big. But still, they need to, the Gianna's the worst nightmare of the Garo. So they should be good if they can just get the Gianna down. They should, I mean, Garo could potentially, unless things proc, could potentially solo things. So let's see. I love that Tetra's a pick though. I really do, because Tetra's one of my favorite units to pick against some of these, against especially Gianna, right? Especially Gianna. But it's rough. It's one of the reasons I don't ban Gianna is because Tetra. It's really rough, man. But the Garo, man, Garo can do some craziness. Garo's like Garo's Leica? No, Garo's a little bit better than Leica. Leica owner's like, hey, man, you're right. They know I'm right. Resisted, though. They got a lot of cycles, though. Oof. That almost killed Fran. Almost killed the Fran. And now that's dead Fran. And now that's, we need to, do they have the... They didn't have the cleanse. Not a lot of... Yeah, as soon as that Garo was dead. I kind of wanted to see the Garo solo though, right? Okay, another Korean... Oh, they're cleaving. Is that smart? That's what you're gonna beat how to play with? I don't know, man. So they banned up most of the DPS? Who knows? Who knows how much DPS everything else has, right? Winds of change, so none of that mattered. They didn't use the bomb though. They just used skill 3, so they still have the bomb available. How much damage? Didn't take out the Vivachel and now gets to heal up. Does it take out the Vivachel? No, it doesn't take out the Vivachel. And now, Artemil. I thought Artemil was actually going to cut in earlier. Switch Destiny with Ethna. Does she have skill 2? That was a fast one. Yeah, I didn't see that team beating that though. I didn't see that that cleave comp beating that. I mean, I'm sure it can work to a point, but like if you know you're going up against how to play, I just don't know that there was enough DPS aside from like I would have done the same thing too. I would have banned the Ciara and I've been like, make sure my stuff is tanky enough to sustain. Again, same player. Let's see how the strategy has changed. Same picks. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Why fix it? Don't fix it. Why would you fix it? Just don't fix it. So they bring the Lucian. They bring a second DPS of Lucian instead of the Velajuel. So, modified the strategy. And gets the stun. Does not get the stun. Oh, gets a lucky not stun on Tiana. Very lucky there. And gets Lucian. I would love to see this Lucian action. So fluff damage and Lucian. Does Lucian kill anything? Lucian does not kill anything. Okay. Okay. And that's not going to really do too much to Artemil. I know someone said that that Ethna is a good Artemil counter, but I don't know. Like, I never really see Ethna working very well against Artemils. I see Ciara is working, the Ciara Tessarion, things like that. Like, as an Artemil owner myself, those are the things that I see working against the we're gonna get the Armiel. Those two, Bulwark, Odin, like those things I see working against Armiel more than anything else. Has a few stuns, has some despair stuns. Some debuff, that's not bad. Okay. Pater's got, oh, Pater doing Pater things, right? Pater win things. That was a much better, though, with the extra DPS, they needed that extra DPS. That was a much better, much closer match. They actually took the Gianna down at least. They could have potentially even taken them down, but they just lacked damage the first time. So then the Ciara, I mean, but you never know. Like the Veldril can do some damage, the Tiana can do some damage, but I just didn't see that amount of damage coming out of that team. There's just so much support, not enough DPS. Now they're fighting against the Devilmon. How evil. So, okay, so Hathor Tiana. I mean, when you know you're going up against how to play, you're like, let me do Hathor Tiana. Daphnis. So the Tiana and the Daphnis could actually work against each other. I mean, kind of. Like you could, you can AoE strip and then you can. How fast is this Nephthys? How fast is this? Yo, how fast is this Nephthys that it outspent Tiana? What kind of Tiana was that? Is that a... How... Okay. How fast is that Nephthys though? Really, how fast is that Okay. Yeah, okay. GG. Last match. Because at least it's a G3. Pretty high level G3 as well. Using the twins. What do they ban? They got the Yenhong Hathor twins. So they ban Martina. Clearly the biggest threat is Martina. Well, I mean, you got the twins. What do you... Maybe ban one of them is a smart idea, right? Okay. Hathor's up. What does Hathor got going on? She got a little sleep. Got one of these. Blade Fan. Ooh, that's a DPS, DPS Yenhong. Not enough DPS, but DPS Yenhong. Okay. Switch Destiny on Yenhong. Oh, it's such a scary skill, man. And a heal block too, which is dangerous against her, and just gets the proc. Did that do? Hold on. Was that a DPS Hathor? How much damage did that do? Now I'm thinking about it. Hold on. Or maybe that's a crit damage Pater. Pater does decent damage, though. I think I remember in the other matches. So maybe that is a crit damage Pater. Pater win. Man, it's so rough going up against... I mean, you're basically going up against the highest win rate units in the game. It's like, who has the highest win rate? Well, they're just going to use that because they have everything, right? And I'm sure How to Play has, like, documentation, at least maybe documentation, like physical documentation, because I know I would need that. Or maybe it's just mental documentation of, like, who has what units, what different comps these certain players like to use. I know some G3 players actually have physical databases, maybe not database, like Excel spreadsheets and like Word documents on like, who is this person, what do they have, what do they like to use, and they know, like, when they match up, they go into the match saying, oh, this is this person, this is what they're picking. So, yeah, that's a lot of the G3 mindset is like, you have to do your homework to make sure that you have the best chance of winning as much as possible. And I think a lot of lower level players don't realize that. They're like, also, it's a different game in G3. It's a different game. Like when you're G3, you're fighting against other G3 players. It's kind of a different game than like Conqueror level or G1 or stuff like that. So, because like you have to do your homework, you have to know your opponent as much as possible. You have to like have seen their matches before and like what they like to use to have the best chance of winning. So anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We got to see some gameplay of How to Play about a day before the season ends. So we'll see what happens at the end. And of course, we still do have the Final Four tournament. We still have the Final Four. We still have the Final Four tournament at the end. So it's basically anyone's game, though. I mean, even as crazy as this light dark craziness is, it's still anyone's game. And the other players in the top also have crazy G3, like crazy light dark nat 5 insane units as well. So we'll see. But anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you as always in the next one.